The 2024 Land Cruiser comes in 1958 Land Cruiser and First Edition grades, with the base price for the 1958 model teased at the mid-$50,000 range. Every Land Cruiser features a turbocharged 2.4-liter four-cylinder hybrid powertrain that delivers 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. All TLCs have full-time four-wheel drive with locking center and rear differentials. A disconnecting front anti-roll bar and 33 inches tires are also available. Toyota formally pulled the wraps off the new 2024 Land Cruiser today, in a rebirth that was hardly surprising considering the enduring cachet this nameplate enjoys across the world. Now off-road enthusiasts with sights set on backcountry travel will be able to hit the trail in a new Land Cruiser instead of waiting years for the price of a used high-mileage Land Cruiser to fall within reach. It is to be expected that Toyota would not walk away from this iconic vehicle. Instead, the automaker called a timeout and used it to engineer a clean break from the Land Cruiser's increasingly expensive and bloated mall cruiser trajectory. This desirable off-roader has stayed faithful to the original concept, but Toyota made a determined effort to return this off-road SUV to a more mainstream price point. An affordable Land Cruiser. Toyota isn't disclosing full details, but the starting price will be in the mid-$50,000 range. Compare that to the $87,030 minimum cost of entry for the discontinued 2021 Land Cruiser, and you can see why Toyota expects sales to increase significantly over the paltry 3,000 to 4,000 units per year they typically moved over the past decade. They're not saying how much sales will increase, but we find it telling that they plan to sell all 5,000 examples of the First Edition, a number they haven't hit in an entire year since 2004, within the first 3 months. After those are built, production will shift to the less expensive base Land Cruiser 1958 and the simply named Land Cruiser variant. To bring the price down, the new cruiser rides on a version of Toyota's new global TGNAF truck platform, a modular workhorse that underpins Tundras, Sequoias, and even the new Tacoma. It's the foundation for the World Market 300 Series Land Cruiser, and under another acronym it appears under the Lexus LX 600 and the upcoming Lexus GX 550. It also helps that the new model is strictly a 5-passenger machine, which saves cost by eliminating the need to engineer third-row climate distribution ducting, passenger controls, and other accommodations. Downsized hybrid powertrain, better MPG. All 2024 Land Cruisers will be powered by the same 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder hybrid iForce Max powertrain, an 8-speed transmission that will power the high end of the Tacoma model range, most notably the TRD Pro. This powertrain's output of 326 combined horsepower represents a dip below the old 5.7-liter V8's 381 ponies, but its mighty combined torque of 465 pound-feet betters the old model's 401 pound-feet where it counts off-road, especially since the iForce generates peak torque at just 1,700 revolutions per minute instead of 360 revs. An integrated tow hitch is standard, but this smaller and less powerful Land Cruiser's tow rating does drop from the prior model's 810 pounds to a still respectable 6,000 pounds. The use of this engine is a big reason why the Land Cruiser is strictly a 5-passenger machine. The hybrid system's 1.87 kWh nickel-metal hydride battery sits atop the axle, where a third row would go, and it even creates a load floor that's a bit higher than we like to see. Still, the cargo area is voluminous, and we appreciate how the hybrid setup enables the fitment of a standard 24-watt inverter and power delivery system. Familiar hardware, the 2024 Cruiser follows the same full-time 4-wheel drive blueprint as the prior model. It has a 2-speed transfer case with a torsion center differential that allows constant all-wheel drive operation on dry pavement. The center differential automatically locks when the transfer case is shifted into low range, or the driver can choose to lock it in high range. All new Land Cruisers also have push-button lock rear differentials, a crawl control system, and downhill assist control. Like a lot of elements on the new Land Cruiser, the return to a simpler and less costly approach has a lot of appeal. It certainly has brought the price back down to earth, and that's no bad thing. And who can argue with a Land Cruiser that's bound to get decent fuel economy? As for the inevitable outrage of the purists, no more than 4,000 of them laid their money on the table each year over that last decade or so. How much collective upset can there be? It's pretty clear the demand for a bloated and expensive Land Cruiser barely existed. This new direction is bound to get more of them in the hands of those that always wanted one, and we're looking forward to seeing brand new examples out on the trails.